get myself worked up, get myself psyched up, stretch, get all this, get all limber, because I'm ready to, you know, ready to kick some fucking ass, ready to beat Machete Kills, like the piece of shit that it is. If I could just spit this water on all over the screen, I would. You know, this movie deserves a spit take. Spit all over it. Might as well just piss all over it. It's fucking beneath me. Anyway, Machete Kills. Sequel that I didn't ask for, but I guess the critics loved the first one so much and did well in the box office, so, yep, sequel. So first up, okay, the only reason why I saw this, even though I didn't like the first one, was because I was thinking, okay, maybe they could make up for it. Maybe they could fix it. Maybe with a second chance to do a fun exploitation movie, Robert Rodriguez would do it justice this time around. No. I mean, much to my surprise, instead he decides to do the complete opposite. I took myself too seriously with the first one. I'm just going to be stupid now. I'm just going to be as dumb and lowbrow as possible with this sequel. So you had one extreme here, with extreme way too serious for its own good in the first one, and with the sequel, Machete Kills, way too stupid. It's like this movie, the movie's so dumb. I know it's an offensive joke, so be ready. It was so dumb, it's like, it's someone who's brain dead and they're on life support, and you should just pull the plug. Just call in Dr. Death and just get it over with. That's how stupid this movie is. Like, nothing about it, like, it's not, once, it seems to me personally that Danny Trejo has gotten even slower in the sequel than he was in the first movie. Like, he was slow in the first movie, but now he's like even slower because he's older. He's 69 years old. And I saw a list online where some guy said that people who need to retire, action movie stars who need to retire. Number one was Seagal, and I agree. Had Stallone on the list. I'm willing to give him a little bit of extra, okay, Sly. It's getting to that point where I'm like, okay, I can agree with that. He had Arnold on there, and I'm like, Arnold just came out of retirement. You gotta at least give him a chance, dude. Seriously. But the thing that pissed me off was he excluded. He basically made a reference to exclude a certain actor, and that's Danny Trejo. He shouldn't retire because he's awesome. Like, what is so awesome about Danny Trejo? That's the thing I want to know, too. What is so awesome about this guy? He has no personality. He's a big, tall motherfucker. Okay, alright. He has no personality at all, whatsoever. It's like having, it's like, what? He's a movie star? He'd be like the extra in the background. He'd be like, him being a movie star is like having one of the fighters in Lionheart. It's like having the guy at the end of Lionheart who looked like Andre the Giant being a movie star. That's how much sense it makes having Danny Trejo be the lead in action movies. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's like having that guy from the end of Lionheart being your lead. Anyway, I know I should just get into the movie and get into the plot and try not to take 40 minutes again. But I need however much time I need so I can just be done with these movies. But no, we're getting a third one, which, fuck! Don't want to see a third one. No one wants to see a third one. I don't want to see the third one. Anyway, returns. Robert Rodriguez returns to direct this one. And it's screenwritten by Kyle Ward, and based on a story by Robert Rodriguez and Marcel. And Danny Trejo returns as Machete, the most boring, lame-ass action hero in existence. Michelle Rodriguez returns as Shay. Sofia Vergara, oh, fuck this bitch. I don't mind her in Modern Family for a little bit, but I gotta be honest, like, even in Modern Family I wasn't impressed. I really find that she's one of the most annoying and I don't know, bitchy actresses I've seen come out of Hollywood in a long time. And her character in Modern Family, the whole joke is that she's a motor mouth and says stupid shit and won't shut up. Here, let's replay that again, but let's take out the humor and just have her be obnoxious. And let's give her, like, machine gun titties. Like, that's really gonna end up making the experience of having to listen to her fucking over and over again worth it. It's not worth it. Just shut the fuck up. I want to be like Beetlejuice and, you know, with the metal plate and just wind up and just throw it right at her face. Just shut the fuck up. Zip it. So anyway, so Sofia Vergara, Amber Heard, who I haven't seen her in much of anything. I guess she was in Drive Angry, but I haven't seen that yet. I guarantee I like that more than this shit. I guarantee it. And Antonio Banderas in like a little cameo role. Cuba Gooding Jr. in a cameo role. William Sadler embarrassing himself in this movie. Carlos Estevez, which is Charlie Sheen, as the president. Just, Charlie Sheen needs to retire too. I mean, like, this whole movie is full of actors that it's like this franchise is where actors who once had their glory days go to die. It's like it's a retirement home for once successful big name actors like Banderas, Cuba Gooding Jr. and Charlie Sheen. This franchise and Mel Gibson. It's sad. It's sad. This movie is sad. It's a sad sack of an action movie because, like I said before, Machete is a shitty action hero. He can't move. He can't do anything. Just stand still and waves a machete. Anybody can fucking do that. It'd be like having Derek Mears as action. But actually, I saw Derek Mears do a little video on a Hitman video on the internet, and he moves better than Machete, so that's not fair to Derek Mears. Like, I mean, Tyler Mane. Let's have Tyler Mane as the next action hero. From Sabretooth and the Halloween remake. Let's have him as the next action hero. His slow ass. You know, try to, you know, do some martial arts and fight off some bullets and shit. Yeah, let's have that happen. So, yeah, Machete is a shitty action hero. And so then you have, what can you do with this character? You can't do much with this character because he can't move, he can't do anything. So he's just really limited with your options. So you can do the one over the top, hey, cut some dude in half. Cool. But once you do that, there's not much else you can do. You're just shit out of luck. You can like throw some dude in a helicopter and it blows up in CGI. And then you'd be like, hey. But anyway, God. Oh, I forgot you also have Walt Goggins, the fucking rapist murderer guy from Predators. Who's great in that movie. He's great in this. So, and also Lady Gaga. Yeah. Lady Gaga. And her disco stick. So, okay, so let's get into the plot, shall we? It's a stupid plot. It's like something straight out of fucking Austin Powers. It's a whole movie. That's the movie. Machete Kills is more Austin Powers than anything else. It's like Machete, the Mexican man of mystery. It's stupid. It doesn't work. It's like the first movie didn't work with its political bullshit and the border. This movie doesn't work with its attempts at humor. It's just not funny. It's just pathetic and sad. It's just like you feel sorry for this movie. Because you're all like, oh, you know, look at this little movie trying to do something and trying to be funny, but it can't do it. Oh, that's so sad. Where's the chloroform when you need it? The film was preceded by a fake trailer for Machete Kills Again in space, which features Machete on an intergalactic mission, which stars Danny Trejo, Michelle Rodriguez, Alexa Vega from Spy Kids, all grown up and with assets to boot, and Lady Gaga, who as whoever she wants to be, and Justin Bieber is a robot named Bleep, which Machete destroys because it's so funny. Haha, he blew up, bro. He killed Justin Bieber. That's such an old joke. Like really, that's a joke that's like what, a year old? And Leonardo DiCaprio is the man in the silver mask. Which is what a hilarious pun on a man in the iron mask. Why do these people get jobs writing? They can't. They're the worst in the worst issue of Mad Magazine. With the subnote that the actor playing the role was subject to change. Of course, you find out it's not Leo, it's Mad Mel. And the actual film then starts off with Machete and Sartana, Jessica Alba, attempting to capture weapons dealers who have been supplying the Mexican drug cartels. The military men are then all killed by the gangsters, who in turn are wiped out by yet another intervening party, who are wearing Spider-Man masks. I'm not making this shit up. They're wearing, like the black symbiote Spider-Man, they're wearing black Spider-Man masks. To a T. To the point where it's not even anything else. You can't even say that it's not black Spider-Man masks. They are black Spider-Man masks. And I'm surprised Marvel isn't calling, you know, Robbie Rod up on the phone and giving a cease and desist order and being like, you know you don't own the rights to the Spider-Man, do you? Right? But then again, you know, might be the fact that they didn't even bother because they didn't give a shit about this movie, because nobody else gives a shit about this movie, as evidenced by its box office. Made $13 million on a $20 million budget. It didn't do anything. It just bombed. So, Spider-Man masks. So a bunch of Spider-Men with guns then murder Sartana with what appears to be a blaster, and then leaves Machete devastated, who is then arrested by corrupt Sheriff Dokes, played by William Sadler, and Deputy Osborne, played by Samuel Davis. And Dokes tries to unsuccessfully hang Machete, because the whole joke is that you can't kill him. So they hang him, but he just sits there and just stares. And looks at him. Is this scintillating? Is this really, you know, sound exciting to you? Or funny? Just... No. I didn't think so. Nothing but crickets. Nothing but fucking crickets. And crickets fucking. So... oh. So unsuccessfully try to hang him. But then they're forced to release him under the orders of the president. Rathcock. Yeah, Rathcock. Very subtle. Played by Charlie Sheen. Who makes a reference to his winning and tiger blood and shit. And I'm sorry, Charlie Sheen. You're a loser! You're a drugged up, coked up loser now. I'd rather see your brother. I miss Emilio. I want to see Emilio Estevez in movies. I don't want to see your coked up ass anymore. Because you weren't even trying here. It's like he's forgotten how to act. And this is a cameo role. Just forgotten how to act. Period. The Machete is then brought to the White House, where the president, Charlie Sheen, offers him the United States citizenship if he eliminates Marcos Mendez, played by Demian Bichir, who is a psychopath who is threatening to fire a nuclear missile at Washington. And if the American government does not intervene to stop the rampant drug cartels in Mexico and the corruption of the government. Okay? We're going to do more political bullshit here. Thankfully, they don't shove the border up my ass like in the first movie. But anyway, so this character, Marcos Mendez, the whole idea behind this guy is that, oh, he's a split personality, so he's a nice guy in the next and he's a bad guy in the next. And it's funny, I guess. And he's got something tied to his heart, which is the detonator. So Machete then agrees to travel to San Antonio, where he meets his handler, Blanca Vasquez, played by Amber Heard, who just throughout the whole movie, all she's doing is sitting around looking pretty, painting her goddamn toenails, and talking on a phone. You can pay anybody to do that shit. To take any acting or just a waste of money. This whole movie's a waste of money. The money, the $20 million this movie cost to make, could be used to feed people, to feed and clothe the hungry and the homeless. But no, let's blow $20 million on this pathetic waste of space. So She's a beauty pageant competitor, Mrs. San Antonio, Amber Heard, and she seduces Machete before sending him to Acapulco to meet a young woman, Cereza, played by Vanessa Hudgens. Oh, that's who that was. Didn't recognize her. Because do I look like somebody who watches High School Musical? Or Spring Breakers? Even though that might be worth it just to see some titties. And James Franco acting like a rapper. That'd be better than this. Who can lead them to Mendez? Then Machete finds her in a brothel run by her mother, Madame Desmonona, played by Sofia Vergara, who won't shut the fuck up. A dominatrix bitch, whipping people and shit. You can take that whip and just strangle herself. Just take it and hang yourself with it. So I'm done with you. Like from the first moment she starts opening her goddamn mouth, I'm done. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Machete, grab a machete, do us all a favor and grab one of your machetes or machetes and just shove it right in her fucking mouth. Just end it. So she attempts to kill Machete before he escapes with Cereza, withered machine gun titties. This is such an exciting scene. Just, ah! Ah! Ba, 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 ba. That's basically her performance in this movie. Machine gun titties and just screaming like a fucking bitch and eat. Attempts to kill Machete before he escapes, but he escapes with a girl, Vanessa Hudgens. She takes him to Mendez's associate, Zaror. Really? That's her name? Zaror. Played by Marco Zaror. Hey, the guy's actual last name is Zaror. Very original. Who kills Cereza before taking Machete to Mendez's base off operations. That's when and then after that, you see then you basically have Machete gets to the base of operations, finds out that Mendez has wired his missile launch device to his heart, and triggered its launch in 24 hours. Machete escapes, kills Zaror and his men, and captures Mendez in a very unmemorable action sequence, which I can't even remember what the fuck even happened. Then he intends to escort the bad guy to the United States to find the only man who could disarm the missile, its creator. And while rushing to reach the U.S.-Mexico border, Machete learns that Mendez is an ex-secret agent who tried to expose his corrupt superiors, only to be betrayed and forced to watch his family being tortured. Trauma drove him insane by creating a split personalities and led him to join forces in the missile's creation. And the whole joke is that, like I said, he's split personality. And I think it would actually be funny if they did this instead. Instead of just waiting for him to get into his good personality, I think one scene, Machete punches him out or something. I think it'd be better just repeatedly throughout the whole movie as an in-joke. Every time this Demian Bichir has his split personality, he's an asshole, Machete just knock his ass out. Then drag him with him somewhere, and then he wakes up and he's normal again. He starts being a dick and punch his ass out again. That would be funny. But no, couldn't even do that. Couldn't even do an obvious joke that's right in front of their face. Couldn't even do that in this movie. That's how lame it is. So, shortly after, a hit is put on their heads, and Machete is targeted by Madame Desdemona and her prostitute assassins. Yep. Fucking lipstick wearing, machine gun titty bitch with a big mouth, and a shape-shifting hitman, El Chameleon, who his first disguise is Cuba Gooding Jr. So basically, Cuba Gooding Jr., Antonio Banderas, and Lady Gaga are all just disguises by El Chameleon. That's it. Speaking of Lady Gaga, never act ever again, please. Do us all a favor. If she ever acted in her own movie, it would cause the fucking apocalypse. Her acting is that miserable. She makes Madonna look like an Oscar-worthy actress. So then Machete and Mendez manage to reach the U.S. and kill Sheriff Dokes and Deputy Claiborne, only to be caught by a seemingly reborn Zaror and the same mercenaries who killed Sartana. Zaror decapitates Mendez, and Machete is riddled with bullets by the gunman. Machete wakes up to find himself in a healing tank, and that which is basically the fucking Lazarus Pit from Batman. And he's been taken to meet Zaror's benefactor, a corrupt businessman, inventor, and Star Wars fan, Luther Vaz, played by Mel Gibson. And then Vaz shows Machete Mendez's beating heart preserved in a jar and informs him of the plan to manipulate extremists throughout the world to detonate nuclear weapons while he and his whoever chooses to join him escapes in a spaceship to rebuild society in space, which is the exact same plot as Moonraker. Drax, his whole plan, society in space. I thought Moonraker was kind of cheesy, but this movie, God, Moonraker is better than this shit. Easily. Hands down. Not even close. So, because he's a Star Wars fan, which I don't understand why this is funny. Or why it's even necessary. Like, what purpose does this have to have a scene? Yeah, see? Fuck. Ah! Damn, fuck. Pissing me off. Movie's so shitty, it's making me hurt myself. Just stop before I fucking start cutting myself or some shit. So what I was getting to is that what is the purpose of having these Star Wars references? What is the purpose of having Mel Gibson riding around in a land speeder with Machete? Other than, hey, look, it's a land speeder. That's it. There's no purpose for it. It's just, hey, they're in a land speeder. It's not funny. It serves no purpose whatsoever. At all. So, after he reveals his plan of society in space, and Mel Gibson is really horrible in this. Like, he's just overacting, and he's wearing a fucking cape. He looks like a fucking fag. I gotta be honest, he looks like a gay ass motherfucker. And I have nothing against gay people. Trust me. And he just looks like he's a fairy in this movie. And even it's like he's acting like he's still the character of what women want after he electrocuted himself. And can think what women think. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, why do you know about that movie? My mom forced me to watch it. Don't tell me any of your girlfriends or your parents haven't forced you to watch chick flicks. I'm not the only one, I know that. And to be honest, I'd rather watch that. As uncomfortable as that movie might be, I'd rather watch that than this. So, well, that got awkward. Anyway. Oh, fuck. So I'm just trying to find my place again. So then Vaz also reveals that Zoror is one of his genetically engineered super soldier clones. Like Universal Soldier Regeneration. Just copy some, elements from that piece of shit. Who had heard about the hit on Machete. She informs him that the only one who can disarm Mendez's heart is Machete's old enemy, Osiris, Tom Savini. And Machete contacts Miss San Antonio and instructs him to meet her at a rendezvous point. Of course, Miss San Antonio, who's now Miss Texas, which is, I guess, is funny, betrays Machete in an obvious move, and then she's basically in liaisons with Vaz. And as she is escaping into the desert, Machete gives chase and jumps onto the top of her vehicle, but falls off after gunfire comes to the roof. Yep, Machete just falls off like a bitch, lays in the desert, and then somebody comes and picks him up. It's like fucking B.A. Baracus in the A-Team. That was a good movie. It was an excellent film. As you don't know already, I'm being sarcastic. The movie sucked. Machete is given a ride, unaware that he's been picked up by El Chameleon, who then tries to kill him one last time as Tony Banderas. Machete escapes with absolutely easy peasy Japanesey way of escaping. He just looks down below his feet, and there's like an underground fucking Mexican railroad or some shit. Then goes under there and escapes. That's excellent writing. It's fantastic. So then Machete escapes, and then El Chameleon ends up being shot to death by a group of racist rednecks, and just inside the U.S. border. Same fucking rat-tailed motherfucker from the first movie, because we needed to give him more screen time. Then Machete then reunites with Luz and her group. The Network reunites with Michelle Rodriguez, and infiltrate a fundraiser of Vaz's base of operations, and then ensuing firefight, which isn't much of anything. Cyrus is killed by Vaz before being able to disarm Mendez's heart. So Osiris served no purpose whatsoever. Tom Savini just needed a paycheck, and, you know, he basically just, I guess what he does is he sacrifices himself. Because he gets in front of this pistol, which is supposed to turn things inside out, like I guess in Galaxy Quest. Remember when the transporter would just turn things inside out? That's the whole joke. There's like a scene where it was Machete used it on a couple of bad guys, and it just looked like shit. It looked like CGI I've seen out of a PlayStation game, or a Commodore 64, or on the Sci-Fi Channel. Just really shitty looking effects. Gun that molecular gun that just turns people inside out because it's got a glitch or some shit. And then, you know, Osiris sacrifices himself, gets in front, gets turned inside out, and another shitty effect. The Machete then realizes that Voz is the one who killed Sartana, because something figures out that, you know, something that I figured out a long time ago from the first 5 minutes of the movie. And then fights him and severely burns his face. It's the same fucking shit, different movie. Like the fight between Machete and Seagal in the first movie. It's just ting, 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 and my face. That's just me watching this movie. Just, my face, fuck, Can't fucking see, I'm blind. This movie's so shitty, I can't see. And speaking of can't see, be the movie blinding you with shit. You have a fight between Vaugh, you have a fight between Luz and Miss San Antonio, and Luz gets shot in the eye, like she was shot in the eye in the first movie, and they call her One Eye, and now she's blind, and basically carbon copy of Johnny Depp in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And then Michelle Rodriguez just throws Miss Amber Heard's tiara, and it punctures her in the tit. And that's it. I don't really... what can I say? It's so stupid. And then Luz is then confronted by Voz, Mel Gibson, and then she's frozen in fucking carbonite. Like Han Solo. Like Michelle Rodriguez. I did it again! Fuck this movie! God damn it. I'm losing control of my nerves. Can't even move without banging shit. Making me all uncoordinated and shit. Fuck. Like one of the most distracting rants I've ever done. Anyway, because there's not much to fucking talk about this movie. It's nothing. So, he ends up freezing Michelle Rodriguez in carbonite. Like, she's a badass enough to deserve the treatment that Han Solo got. One of the most legendary badasses in cinema. And she's deserving of that treatment? Fuck to the no. She was in fucking Avatar. Wearing blue makeup and shit. So, she's then taken aboard a ship, and then Machete jumps on the missile as it launches and disarms it in midair, which reminded me of a scene in the Captain America 1990 movie. Remember Cap is trapped in the rocket and kicks it before it, you know, falls, you know, before it basically hits Washington? It's the same fucking shit. It's like, wow. It's be like Albert Poontang's Captain America, Robbie Rod. And then Voz, you know, he disarms it in midair, and then while Voz boards the ship and departs with his Zoror clones, his supporters, and Luz, the disarmed missile then plunges into Rio Grande, and Machete is rescued by President Ravkok, who asks him to follow Voz into space and to kill him. And Machete readily agrees and uses a rocket after getting a good luck wish from some dude named Elon Musk, who I don't know who the fuck that is, or some chick, I don't know, part of Voz's station in Earth's orbit, where he is given a laser machete to start his mission. And in a post-credit scene, an outtake from Liz and Bianca's fight scene, which included followed by a shot of President Ravkok in front of a space background, inquisitively brandishing two of Voz's guns, Molecular Disruptor and the same pistol used to kill Sartana, before firing wildly at an off-screen target. Yeah, this is a great, you know, let's wait till after end credits to see that fucking waste of space. I really don't know what else to say about Machete Kills, except, as in see by the title, Machete kills himself. That's really what it's called. That's really what it is. Machete kills himself. That's what I wish it was. Like I said earlier in the rant, I wish I was watching Machete kills himself, so he puts all of us out of our fucking misery, so we don't have to see any more of these shitty movies. But nope, we're seeing another one. Because Machete himself, Danny Trejo said, a third one's happening whether you like it or not. And like I said earlier in this rant, it's a waste of $20 million, wasting another $20 million to make a movie that nobody fucking wants to see is pointless. That's pretty much what this movie is. It's pointless. It's pointless. It's pathetic. It's not funny. Just like the first movie wasn't funny, but this time it tries not to be serious, but it's just goofy and silly and dumb. This movie is a dumb fuck. And I really don't know what else to say. Except it sucked. And if you like the movie, that's cool. But I don't. I don't know which one is worse. I'm like debating. Is Machete worse or is this worse? Either way, they both suck shit. They're both shitty movies. They both stink to high heaven. They're both some of the worst excuses for action movies I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. So, I'm done. I don't want to see any more of Robert Rodriguez's movies. I don't want to see Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For. Because I'd rather kill myself before I go see that movie, because I guarantee he's going to fuck it up. He hasn't directed a good movie since Once Upon a Time in New Mexico. Everything else has sucked since then, in my opinion. He's gotten lazy. I don't know how he's been able to get away with this shit, blowing and wasting money. Does he have some pictures of some shit of some companies? Is he blackmailing people? Is he sucking dick? I don't know what is he selling drugs on the side? How the hell is he able to finance this shit? Because these movies aren't making that much money. Machete, I guess, did alright. This one didn't do well at all and got critics just absolutely slammed it for good reason because it's a piece of shit. It's like it's trying to be a B movie, but it's not. It's trying to be a B movie, but it's not a B movie, and it's just trying to be funny, but it isn't funny. It's like that type of shit where it's, look at us, we're like a B movie, but not really. Just like they were trying to be so fucking serious in the first one, here they're being so fucking schlocky and dumb. And they just needed to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Down and dirty, revenge flick. Period. Take a note from Death Wish, for fuck's sake. Don't take a note from Austin Powers and Jack Nicholson's The Border. So I don't really know what to say. So rate this piece of shit out of 5 stars. Like, did I even rate the first one? Like, I don't even think I even rated the first one. So I'm not going to rate this one either. I'm not even bother wasting my time rating this fucking movie like I didn't rate the first movie. So they don't even deserve a rating. They just deserve a rating of, fucking suckage. They suck. Like, they just stamp something on this movie that says, you suck. And move on. I really don't. I'm done with these movies. No more Machete. Machete can suck it!